This video is going to help you to answer those questions where you are given a total amount, say a total amount of money, and you're told that it has been split up into different fractions, maybe a quarter for one purpose and 3/5 for another purpose, and you're asked to find out what the third amount is going to be. Okay, another example might be sweets. Okay, you're giving out some sweets. You know that you're giving out all of them, and you give out 2/5 to one person and 1/7 to another person and 1/4 to another person, and you want to find out what the fourth one is. Okay, the key thing about this sort of question is that all of the fractions will always add up to one whole. Hence why I call this topping up to make one whole. You've got a fraction that's already been given out and you've got to work out the last one. Now one whole might be 5 out of 5, it might be 7 out of 7, it might be 15 out of 15. We're looking for the total to be a number like that, where the numerator and the denominator are the same. So here is one question such as this. It says John spends 1/3 of his earnings on rent, 2/5 on other things, and he saves the rest. What fraction does he save? Now the way I like to draw these is in a little table. Okay, and I like to put what he's sort of spending the money on, so rent, and then the fraction. And then I like to put the next one, which is what he's spending on other things, 2/5. And then savings, this is what we're trying to work out. So remember, the key point is that these are all going to add up to one whole. So let's look at what these two add up to, and then we can figure out what this one is going to be. So these two, 1/3 and 2/5. Now you can do that if you want to look at the other video on how to add fractions. That will help you out there. I like to do it using lists, but there are other ways that you can do it. You get 5/15 plus 6/15, which makes 11/15 for that number. Okay, and remember what I said, the total needs to be 15 out of 15 in this case. If we're going to work in 15ths, the total of all three fractions needs to be 15 out of 15. So I can see that that one is going to be 4/15. Remember, the total, if I add those up, do they make 15 out of 15? Well, 11 and 4 is 15 out of 15. Okay, so that's my check. Yes, that's right. The reason I've written it to the side here is because I might want to simplify this fraction, but I can't simplify it. So the answer that I'm looking for is 4/15, and you would write he saves 4/15 of his money. Okay. If we have a look at a second example, here it is. Okay, a frog hops 1/4 of the way across the pond on the first hop, 2/7 of the way on the next hop, and the rest is covered on his third hop. What fraction of the pond was that third hop? So again, I like to do a little table detailing the hops and the size of those hops. So his first hop, his second hop, and his third hop. The first hop was 1/4, the second hop was 2/7, and the last one is what we want to find. Well, again, you can add those two fractions together to find out their total, and you should find that that comes to, let's have a quick look at this. Hang on, where are we? 5. I'm going to have to do this one. Right, so we go for 1/4, 2/8, 3/12, 4/16, 5/20. This is the way I show my classes to do this, just to be really clear about where these fractions come from. So I do a list of a quarter, I do a list for 2/7, and I'm trying to find ones that are going to match up that I can add together. In fact, if I go to that one, there we go. So I've got 8 out of 28 and 7 out of 28, which together makes 15 out of 28. Okay, 15 out of 28 is the amount of the pond that is covered in the first two hops, and then the last hop, remember this has got to bring us up to 28 out of 28. So I'm looking for a number which I can add on to 15, which is going to make 28. So 15 add 13 should do it. 13 out of 28, and again I can't simplify that fraction, so I've got 13 out of 28, and I would answer it. The third hop covers 13 out of 28 of the pond. Okay, I hope that's useful. The key points are, if you're splitting something up into fractions, those fractions need to add up to make one whole, and that one whole will be something like 15 out of 15, or 28 out of 28, or 7 out of 7. Okay, and you need to be able to add up your fractions, like I showed you here, or you could use a shorter method if you prefer.